Hello, good afternoon, all of you. Today we are going to discuss about the data mining and data warehousing. In that, we'll discuss about first module. In module one, the basic topics are like data mining concepts and application. You have to study about the important concepts in data mining. Then, and you have to study the main applications of data mining. The next is about data mining stages. Then another important topic is data mining models, which are the different models that we can use to for doing the data mining purpose. And next is about data warehousing and online analytical processing is another topic. In that you have to study about what is the need of data warehousing DWH and the main challenges that we are facing. Then is about the application of data mining principles, and you have to study about the difference between OLTP and data warehouse. Then main applications of data warehouse are also discussed in data warehouse. And while coming to data mining, let me tell you a few things about what is the need of data mining. Is data mining is important in this era. So all of you are aware about there are so many datas are there in this world that may be either useful data or it may be useless data. We cannot differentiate which one is useful and which one is useless because in some situations some data are relevant, but in some other cases it may not be that relevant. So there are abundant data is there. From that, some data are important or some data are relevant, some are not. So you have to distinguish it. For collecting these data, either you can use automated data collection tools or database systems, web, computerized society. All these are some or another source of data. So let me tell you a few major sources of abundant data. It's like business area. In that you can see web, e-commerce, transaction, stocks. All these are some major sources of data. And here, uh, science and this remote sensing, bioinformatics, scientific information. These are also some other important terms comes in the abundant sources of data. Another is society. So in business, if someone is using this web or e-commerce portal transactions, in all these cases, there are enormous amount of data is produced. In that, some data are relevant. Let me tell you an example. Like in some cases, it's like e-commerce website. In e-commerce website, they are having abundant data that there like they have to store transaction history, they have to use frequent customers. According to that, they may be giving offers to their prime customers and all. So they have to keep track all this data. So abundant data is there in all these scenarios, but in all these cases there are abundant data. But from that we have to find which one is useful for us, which one is which one will help us to explore something new, useful pattern that we have to identify. That is the purpose of data mining. Now, for doing the data mining, we have to consider the data discovery process, right? And in that data discovery process, it is interesting and non-trivial, implicit, previously unknown and potentially useful pattern, or knowledge from huge amount of data. All these are comes under knowledge discovery process. In that knowledge discovery, actually what is happening? Knowledge discovery means we are finding something useful for us. So there, mm, you can see. some interesting like trivial pattern or previously unknown and potentially useful pattern. All those are there. So we will call it as knowledge discovery in database or knowledge extraction, data and pattern analysis, data dredging, information harvesting, business intelligence, etc. are the alternative names for knowledge discovery. Now my next question is everything is data mining? For example, if I'm asking you simple searching and query processing, is these two are actually data mining process? What do you think? I think the answer is no. Why? Because if you are simply searching something, for example, if you are looking for a phone number in a phone directory, it is actually not a data mining process. You are simply searching for the data, right? If you are query or web search engine for information about Amazon, in all these cases, you are just searching for the data, right? And you are not finding anything new or you are not finding anything which is interesting pattern from the existing data. So we cannot say it is a data mining process. So what exactly data mining is? That means from a group of documents, you are analyzing the data and you are finding something useful or some useful or some interesting result. If you are finding out, we can call it as a data mining process. One example I'll tell you. For example, you may be watching or you may be noticed some of the e-commerce websites are providing offers nowadays. For example, Flipkart, Amazon, all these companies are providing offers, big billion sale, great Indian sale, like that sales they are promoting. So actually what is the intention behind that? And they are giving more offers during the sale. Actually, what is the intention or how come they come to a conclusion like if you are giving an offer and if you are giving an offer like this and a sale like this, the product will be sold more compared to uh, other days. Like if there is no offer, people the percentage of buying may be less, while comparing during the offer people are buying more, right? So they may be analyzed. And now, next question is on which kind of products they are giving more offers. That may be mobile phones, or that may be something like dress, all this kind, like uh, trending trending dresses or some electronic equipments on some particular brands. They are giving more offers during the offer days. People will buy more. That is actually results of data mining. They find out during these days people are buying more, and if you are giving offer to these two products, the percentage of buying is also more. That is also an application of data mining. Now, this database oriented data set and its application, advanced data set and advanced data application. So you can see data streams and sensor data, time series data and temporal data, sequence data, structured data, text databases, World Wide Web. All these are some areas. Now we will discuss about data mining models. What kind of patterns can be mined? That is like characterization discrimination is there, some mining frequent pattern is there, association and correlation, and next is about classification prediction, and you have to do the uh, cluster analysis or outlier analysis, and you have to do an evolution analysis. Now we'll see characterization discrimination. Here, in this case, store classes of items like laptop, computers, printers, displays include quick spenders and budget spenders and all. It can be useful to describe individual classes and concepts in that is summarized in one says. So just imagine some other classification that we can do in this case.
ഈ സിസ്റ്റത്തില് ഐക്കോൺ ഒന്ന് ഓഫ് ചെയ്ത് നിങ്ങളുടെ ഫോണിൽ ശരിക്കും കേൾക്കാം ക്ലാസ്.
Now, characterization description. Class description can be derived either data characterization or data discrimination, or it may be both data characterization and discrimination. Next is how we can summarize the data of the class under study. Often it may be target class. For example, study the characteristics of software product. All sales increased by 10% in the last year. The data related to such products can be collected by executing an executable query. Right? Or you can find out the output of data characterization that can be represented in various forms like pie chart, curves, multidimensional data cubes, and multidimensional data tables. And comparison of the target class in one of the set of comparative classes, often we will call it as contrasting classes. The target of contrasting class corresponding to data objects are retrieved through database queries. For example, user may like to compare general features of software products whose sales increased by 10% in the last year with those whose sales decreased by at least 30% during the same period. Next is the mining frequent pattern. Patterns that occur frequently together are called frequent pattern. And next is frequent item set. The set of items that frequently appear together in a transaction data set, such as milk and bread, or a digital camera and memory card. All these are frequent items. Mining frequent pattern leads to the discovery of interesting association and correlations within the data. Next is about finding association correlation within the data. So, while finding the association, for an association correlation within the data, you have to apply some of the rules. And where X is, for example, buys computer X, buys software X. It is actually checking the condition. Whether if some particular person is buying this, they may buy this also, like that. The association rule involves single attribute or predicate that repeats of single dimensional attribute rules, association rules. Then for that, there will be both minimum support threshold and minimum confidence threshold. Correlations are used to solve these problems in classification. So that's all about the classification and uh, introduction of an association rule analysis. Rest of the things we'll discuss in the next class.